a full moon night, second game of the CIF finals. In Division 4, it's the Marian Catholic High School Crusaders versus La Jolla Country Day. This should be a great game in the Division 4 finals history, and Marian Catholic, a team that is trying to win another title in Division 4. They know how to win at this level. Let's get the lineups for you tonight. For La Jolla Country Day, number 3 at midfield will be the freshman Stephen Migdahl. Number 4, the freshman midfielder Christopher Burks. Number 5, the freshman midfielder Timmy Sedwitz. Number 6, the senior midfield defender Taylor Allen Lee. Number 7, at midfielder, or he plays sweeper, Michael Soleil, a sophomore. Number 8, the senior at forward, Jerry Whitney. Number 9, the freshman at midfield or forward, Sergio Martinez. Number 11, at midfield or defender, Felix Lopez, the sophomore. Number 12, the junior at midfield or defender, Jesse Kobernick. Number 14, at junior at midfield or forward, Brian Davis. Number 15, the sophomore or defender, Andrew Migdahl. And we are underway here in the CIF Division 4 final. Marian Catholic is going from right to left on your picture, and La Jolla Country Day is going from left to right. Let's get the rest of the lineup for La Jolla Country Day. Number 18, Andrew Jorgensen is a senior at defender. Number 16, John Neeb is a junior at midfield or defender. Number 21, a senior at forward, David Smith. Number 24, the junior at midfield, Nima Ekhtari. Number 26, at sophomore at midfield is Jeffrey Froenick. Number 37, a freshman at midfield is Alec Frey. And number 40, a freshman at midfield is Nick Mills. And let's get the lineup for Marian High School. The keeper is John Sigmund, the junior. Number 2, the senior at forward is Alex Otaguin. Number 3, the sophomore at midfield is Donald Byrne. Number 4, the defender, he's a junior, Mario Medina. Number 5, the senior defender, Jorge Beltran. Number 6, the freshman forward, Andre Acevedo. Number 7, the junior at midfield, Jordan Davila. Number 8, the senior at defender, John Blas. Number 9, the senior at midfield is Christian Cosillo. Number 10, the junior at midfield is Tanner Gates. Number 11, the forward, the senior, Amir Bafai. And he will not be playing in this game because he has 2 red cards. But he is a part of the team. Number 14, the junior at defense, Jay Clant. Number 12, the senior at defense, Adrian Castaneda. Number 16, the senior at midfield, Jorge Garibaldi. Number 15, the freshman at midfield is Sergio Noriega. And number 17, at forward, the senior, Ali Oliveria. That's Ali Oliveria. Number 19, the senior at defense is Danny Dosick. Number 13, the junior at defender is Gary Otaguin. And that is the lineup for Marian Crusaders. Just the first opening minutes of this CIF title game here at Westview High School. Beautiful field. Marian on a move now. Here is Davila. Into the central. Nice flick on! And just missed on a big try.
Oliveria, and a big save. Corner kick, Marian.
Oliveria, beautiful play. But it'll be a corner kick now for the Crusaders. The La Jolla Country Day. They are head coached by Jerry Flosshaker. The assistant coach Enrique Garcia, Steve Maxey. Managers Brendan Mendoza. Into the 18-yard box, knocked out of there by the keeper for La Jolla Country Day.
Defense will be a corner from the opposite wing.
And now it is going to be a corner kick on the opposite side. La Jolla into the 18-yard box again and
out by Burks.
Knocked out of there. No score here in the opening few minutes of the game. Good action so far. Greg Porter along with my cameraman Mike All for George Langevin Video Sports Productions. On the near side. And retreating back nicely for La Jolla.
Marian's about 35 yards out.
Now back on the near side, and then it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in. Off the 50-50 ball now. You got a collision there into space. Coming over there, beautiful job in getting to that soccer ball.
Tracking the ball is the call.
And a call is going to work, though, against La Jolla. As he did not get the ball, he got the player. You cannot do that.
Scoring opportunity for the Crusaders.
And now in the attacking area, the Crusaders trying to put one on the board. Marian High School many years ago was not found in the playoffs very often in any of their sports, but it's changed. And that one almost headed into net. That was a beautiful chip. A service into the 18-yard box and almost converted on it. However, it was lastly touched by La Jolla. And so now it's another corner for the Crusaders. Off the bending ball and getting up in the air.
By the keeper,
making a save. Andrew Jorgensen, a senior, showing he has the leaping ability to make the save. Avila now to the outside, and partially blocked shot. Crusaders trying to keep it in, and it's going to be a goal kick. As the Crusaders on the near side, not able to keep it in. Nice hustling, though. Acevedo, the run on the near side. The freshman plays for that U15 surf team. Going to be a second baseman for the baseball team this year. Off the 50-50 ball, it goes backwards. La Jolla getting the winner on that one. But Davila to the central. Bafai. And it'll go out of play to the far side touchline, and La Jolla in their own defensive third will throw it in. No score in the soccer match. About 10 minutes, close to 10 minutes gone here in the first half. You look at Marian's schedule and the way they played soccer this year. They played it very, very well and played it a tough league and just could not beat Hilltop, but that's a Division II team, and they fell against them twice. And that was the big thing that made them not be able to win their league. They came in second place. Played in the San Diego High School tournament, the surf tournament, and played very well. Played against Poway, getting to the later rounds, and just could not beat them and lost. They started that tournament beating the first three teams, shutting them out.
Like how?
In the attacking area, can't get anything to happen that time due to Crusaders. However, at midfield, losing a player and out of the near side. Here's Medina on a service into the box and off the bounce, up in the air.
Collected by Jorgensen.
Jorgensen making a save. Here's La Jolla. They come back with their counterattack. Down to Central, now to pass it out to the wide, into the corner, to see if they can work on that part of their offense.
Deep inside the 18.
Nice defensive play by Danny Dusick, the senior, to get over there for Marian. Dusick, the former baseball player, number 19 for the Crusaders. And has been able to crack this varsity soccer team and do well. The Crusaders on a counterattack as they move up the field very quickly, but the other step was not able to be made by the senior, Oliveria. And boy, you got to watch him. Very skilled player, wants to be a doctor. Oliveria, number 17 in white. La Jolla to throw in. Davila, the junior, with it. Cracks it down the middle, but nobody there. Had a nice bend on it, but it bended away from any would-be striker down the Central. Jorgensen all the way down the middle. He's got three runners all the way back, and a save by Sigmund. And I'm not sure Sigmund is into the contest right now. That might be Austin Guerrero.
Loose ball goes out. Marian collects.
La Jolla putting some pressure on now, as they will throw it in from the far side. Correction, that is Sigmund in a keeper position. Here's Davila. Yeah, he of the orange shoes. They're trying to get it down to his teammate. Oliveria, and they cannot get the connection going that time. Oliveria trying to work it.
Sponsors including Live Touch Photography.
Over back to the wide, and a little awry on their opportunities here, and it'll be a goal kick.
Support high school athletics throughout California.
Jorgensen getting a good one to midfield, but over the top that time was Tanner Gates. Tanner Gates at 6 foot, over 6 foot tall that time. Used too much at midfield. No score, about 13 minutes gone so far in the first half. Down the middle, and a nice strike.
Where you take us closer on the keeper who distributes left.
A nice strike by Soleil, the sophomore. The sweeper right on target to Sigmund. Davila down to Centrals, broken up. Blaze getting in on that last sequence, and now out to the wide. Here's La Jolla. Migdal. His pass to the central to Felix Lopez. He couldn't run onto it. Switch it to Davila, who drops it back. Tried to get a return pass, and too much on it as it flies by. Couple of players.
The San Diego Soccer is in their 4th year as a
both teams
sponsor of the CIF playoffs. The Soccer Post is in its 6th season sponsoring high school playoff soccer and 24-hour fitness in its 6th year as the official health club.
Been good defensive soccer at this field today. Been some good games, and this one the last one for this beautiful new field
and U.S. awards
here up here in the North County.
Award patch supplier to the CIF.
No score, about 15 or though minutes gone. As La Jolla throws it in.
That will leave a mark.
Dusick on a 50-50 ball, and it goes off of his foot. And it's now going to be a throw-in for La Jolla. Migdal getting it in. Marian winning it on the near side. Trying to make a play there was Acevedo, but nobody there for Andre.
I remind you, the custom logo t-shirts are available from the Kapluski brothers near the
Oliveria,
near the main entrance of the stadium. The Kapluski brothers,
Davila,
in their 2nd year as the official souvenir distributor.
Jordan trying to run along the near side.
Which have been available to us.
Jordan, a good sprinter. Jordan Davila, number 7.
Available at the main entrance gate.
It's going to be a free kick for La Jolla.
Noriega. Taken away by Davis.
The Crusaders winning it into space. But the light blue of La Jolla not allowing them to get a good play to go, and now they will have it again as it's going to be a substitution though for La Jolla. Cannot see the number of the player, but we will mention his name.
Number 12, Jesse Kobernick.
Jesse Kobernick into the contest. At midfield, the Crusaders to the near side, to Davila. Waits up for his teammates. Now serves it in 18-yard box, but nobody can get onto it.
Goal kick.
Goal kick now.
Substitution for Marian Catholic.
As Jorgensen awaits the substitution for Marian.
Into the game, number 18, Ian King.
Ian King into the contest. The King, the football player, going to be able to get out there and try to make some things happen out there in the soccer field with the Crusaders. Title game, no score. Division 4, boys high school soccer coming down the middle is Gates. Gates passing it to the wide, but an offsides call. Gates had somebody on the outside, but he was offsides. And recently, over the months, when you thought of the name Gates at Marian, you thought of a guy by the name of P.T. Gates. But this Gates on the soccer team could play with a lot of skill and veracity also. Been a popular name for the Crusaders. On the outside now. The Crusaders winning it. Player losing his footing. Davila. Jordan down to central with it. Trying to get Oliveria to work it, but he cannot as La Jolla takes it away. They come back the other way. Davila. Nice tackle in the open field. Not afraid to challenge. Here's Noriega. Noriega cuts inside. Noriega down to central, but it was a little bit behind his teammate. King now, the junior with it.
Ian King.
Out to Gates. Back to Gates again. From his teammate on the outside. And it is a little bit too much pace by
Torres
his pass.
Coming in.
And a substitution as both coaches getting fresh players in there. Jorge Zabala, the head coach of Marian. His assistant Alex Marino and Sergio Villavaya. And Jorge was an advisor to Rennie Ortiz and his staff back when they won a CIF title a few years ago.
Substitution for the
Taking over the program now and has done a fine job to keep the success going. La Jolla after the throw-in. On the near side, after the 50-50 ball, it's going to be won by Marian as it went off the back of the head of Christopher Burks, the freshman. Davila trying to work his magic. He's out of play. That ball can be on the line, but if it is past that line, it is out of play. And it can be straddling the line that's still being played. According to the FIFA rules. Down the middle, and a save by Sigmund.
Shot taken by number 9, Sergio Martinez. And a save to the Crusader keeper.
Off the throw in. John Blaze, the senior. Senior, John Blaze had wanted that back, but he didn't get it. However, that one was down in central, a little bit too much pace on it. They were looking for Gates down the middle. Tanner wanted to run onto that ball with a full speed going in his favor. Try and see if he can get one by Jorgensen. And a foul there.
Pushing foul. Torres get the restart.
And the restart for La Jolla. "23 minutes gone in his first half. More than halfway through, and that is a handball.
Quick restart.
Working against number 9 there, Sergio Martinez. Off the quick restart. But La Jolla gets it and sends it over to the retreating of Marian in the near side. But they're able to collect it, push it across midfield. Here's Davila. Makes a good move, gets around one player, can't get around the second. Is standing tall. Or Nornberg.
Beltran. Olay.
Here's Gates. Tanner Gates now. Nice service toward the 18-yard box, and they're able to touch it and go! Go, 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 go! Tanner Gates sends it towards the box, and he has a teammate get to it before Jorgensen, and the Crusaders lead 1-0. As we get started again, I'd mentioned about a guy by the name of Gates from Marian, and in the title game, it's another Gates making a play, and it's Tanner doing it for the soccer team.
Oliveria, unassisted for the Crusaders at 23-46. 1-0 Crusaders.
Oliveria was there, and he just got enough of his foot to put it in the back of the net. But it wouldn't have happened unless Gates got it started, and he did. And to the near side, and now, if you're La Jolla, you start to think this is a team that could shut people out, and we don't want that to happen today, and we've got to find a way to put some pressure. But the Crusaders have found a way, mostly so far in this game, to put their own brand of pressure. And the last bit was enough for a goal. To the outside. La Jolla winning it to the far side. Beautiful play to space. But there is Gates. Off the chip, and then standing strong in the back is La Jolla, pushing it upfield. Trying to get to it that time was La Jolla's John Neve, and he couldn't do it. Collision there, but center ref says play on. And that might be a dangerous call there, as up in the air, and a yellow card.
35-50, a yellow card.
As the center ref felt he was trying to endanger the health of the defender in the back, who had to leap up in the air to get away from him. And a substitution will be made by Coach Zabata, as Acevedo will come out.
Marian Catholic, number 6, Andre Acevedo. He comes in the 36th.
Dusick, the senior, will come back in.
Acevedo, a yellow card at 35-50.
Danny Dusick, and he gets into space and is able to make a play. If that ball gets behind him, there's trouble. Crusaders trying to push it up the field, but La Jolla is there. On the diagonal pass, trying to get somebody to run onto it. And there will be a foul against the Crusaders, and it will be a free kick for La Jolla. Just right outside the box, and you don't want to do it inside the box because you know what that means.
24 yards from goal straight away. Collection of time, the yellow card was the 26th minute or 25-50. A card was at 26 minutes or 25-50.
So a few yards right outside the box, just at the semicircle part of the box. And a big try for La Jolla. On, too tight. Too high. Too tight with a shot that time. And it's still 1-0. 12 minutes left to play in the first half. Good game here in the CIF Championship for Division 4. Davila.
Referee plays the advantage.
Nice play by Noriega in the central. trying to get a pass to the outside. The Gates could not get to it.
Handball on the fourth official.
A throw in now. And there's Gates. Davila keeping it in. Shipping it towards Jorgensen as he has to come off the line to make a play. Nice decision by the keeper. Because Davila was running with a head of steam. Any open space to midfield for La Jolla. Got a player with space on it. Down the middle, that's Davis. Tightening up in the deep back is the Crusaders, and they come out with it on a quick counterattack. Up the field for Oliveria. Oliveria takes a shot anyway. Jorgensen is able to make the save. Oliveria says, I'm going to throw a psychological thing at you. I'm going to throw it at you anyway and see if you can handle it. To the outside now. And it's going to be a throw-in for La Jolla. La Jolla down 1-0 with just a little bit more than 10 minutes left to play in the first half. Very much similar to the last game, the Division IV girls title game, where it was 1-0 in the first half. Up in the air towards the 18-yard box for La Jolla. And they can't quite keep it in. And a goal kick. Good positioning that time for the Crusaders. And they made the play when they had to. Sigmund, who plays for the Hotspurs under-17 team. Driving upfield.
Ball goes into the front row.
Going to be a throw-in for Marian. Marian with the 1-0 lead. Over there on that far side. Oliveria, and then now they get a shot in the box.
High foul.
To the wide side, Davila tried to make a move, and he lost the soccer ball past the goal line. So it's a goal kick. We're Jorgensen and company down by a goal in this one. At midfield, off the header. Nicely done that time by Timmy Sedwitz. Timmy, a player I've seen before in the annals of the youth soccer world. Worked his way up to the varsity team as a freshman. Gates. Gates has it now as it was kept in that time by Ekatari.
Nice play by Gates along the far touchline.
On the far side touchline, Marian will throw it in with the 1-0 lead. Oliveria getting his teammate to keep it in. Nice little bit of skills in the open space. They get Gates to run onto it, and now they work a good passing game over to Davila. And they want to go wide, and nobody there. A little bit too far behind, and La Jolla with the counter. Timmy Sedwitz showing his speed along the far side. Gates wins it though. Down to Central. Over to Davila. Blaze back to Davila. Nice pass. They give and go all the way down. Trying to run onto it.
Shielded well by Sailor.
Was Noriega, the freshman.
Free kick, Country Day.
Noriega, who wants to be a national team player one day. He's got some awesome skills as a freshman. Number 15 in white. Blaze, Noriega trying to turn, but nothing happening there. And that one goes off the foot of Burks. Davila throws it in, but there's Burks. But Blaze is there as Burks couldn't find a teammate. Here's Davila in space. Goes away from Burks. Chips it into the box, but Jorgensen makes the save as Gates tried to put it behind him. Down the central. Only 3 players in the deep back. Coming out and making the plays, the keeper. Here's Blaze. Noriega, good move! The freshman showing his ability. To Oliveria. In the 18-yard box, trying to turn and put it in, but could not as Jorgensen comes out off his line, shows his ability to take it away. Andrew Jorgensen, the senior, knows he's got to make every play he can in this game to help out his defenders and his team. And he'll chase it down now.
Forward pass looking for Oliveria. Collected by the keeper.
Too much for Oliveria on the play. 2 Crusaders back there, and they knock it out. Far side touchline. Inside 5 minutes left to play, or thereabouts, in the first half in a title game. The last one of the night here at the Wolverines High School field. Greg Porter along with my cameraman Mike All. Happy to be with you in another CIF title game. For La Jolla, just across midfield in their own half, trying to get somebody to move on to it. Sedwitz, and it caromed away from him. And it'll be a goal kick for Marian. And Timmy just rubs his forehead and says, man, I wanted onto that ball. And a goal kick for the Crusaders. Driven to midfield. Gates was trying to get to it, he couldn't. And that ball is foul. Played on that ball, and it goes against the Crusaders. It'll be a free kick. La Jolla will take it. About 10 yards inside midfield. With 3 minutes or thereabouts left in the first half, and a big save!
Nice save on the redirection.
As Jesse Kobernick was trying, the junior, to tie the game, and he just missed getting onto that ball. Here's Davila. Nice give and go to Oliveria. And up in the corner, and he just missed an unbelievable try. Oh, what a shot by the freshman. He almost scored an unbelievable goal.
And cleared. Dangerous situation for the Crusaders.
The freshman Sergio Noriega almost made the place erupt with an unbelievable chip into the top corner. But he just missed it, and it would have been 2-0, and that's the kind of psychological thing that will really work against you in the final. Players who can make plays like that. 2 minutes or thereabouts left to go.
2 minutes.
And And it goes out of play on the far side. La Jolla still in it, only down by a goal. And they need to try and see if they can tie it up here. But, of course, the Crusaders not wanting to allow that to happen. Let's see what goes down here. The attacking third for La Jolla. Up in the air, but Crusaders there. And just running by it was one of the blue of La Jolla. That would have been a big play. In the middle, to the outside. Noriega can't get to it. Getting to it first was Migdal. And nice play by Andrew, the sophomore, in the open space. Service into the box. However, Oliveira gets his foot on it, and he couldn't do much with it, and the fans almost feeling there was a foul in the box, and that would have been a penalty shot.
Right now in the 80th minute, check out the 40th minute.
40th minute expired, and a handball now in the open space. La Jolla with a chance into the extra time. The blue and white, their fans want to make some noise here. Here's a free kick by Soleil. Michael Soleil down the middle and knocked away as Soleil tried to bend it in there, the far post. And a whistle. One last try by La Jolla to tie it up. But Marian is able to hold off in the first 40 minutes and keep the 1-0 lead. Stick with us in the second half. There'll be more of the CIF Division 4 final when we come back. We are about ready to start the second half. The Crusaders will be going from left to right on your picture screen, and La Jolla will be going from right to left. We're underway in the second half. Austin Guerrero, the freshman, is in the net now as the keeper for the Crusaders. We thought he might get into the contest. Guerrero is an ODP player. He's on the select team in the under 15 category, so he's quite good. Helped out John Sigmund, who played a nice first half. Did a good job. Here's Guerrero driving the ball, showing his ability here in the title game to get it downfield. And obviously that's going to be in the mindset of La Jolla, who's got their work cut out for them, but they're only down by 1 goal on the scoreboard. And they've got plenty of time to catch up or take the lead. But one thing that happened in the first game and the girls' game a little bit earlier was the fact that Christian had a 1-0 lead, and then the ladies went and held strong until they could get another one late in the game, and that was the end of it. We'll see if the Crusaders can do the same thing or if La Jolla can turn it around. Here's the super freshman attacking. Sergio Noriega had one more chance, but it was taken away. Here he is again. Nice chip into the corner, into the box, but they could not get another strike at it. Cosio, nice play. Going to be a substitution now. And coming into the contest now is Jay Clant.
Marian Catholic goes second in the game, number 17, Oliveria.
Oliveria scoring the second goal of the game for him.
Sergio Noriega.
Noriega was there, but again, the quickness inside, that attacking third, and getting that last touch on it, and it has created problems for La Jolla in this game. They have not been able to get their defenders to make sure that the Crusaders don't get that last strike of the soccer ball, and thus it has cost them 2 goals. Although they are not out of the game because there's still a whole half pretty much left to play. But now they have to begin to try and see if they can cut it in half. Cannot wait towards the end of the game because that's when you get fatigued. While you're still fresh, you've got to try and get one in there and then make it a tighter ball game. The throw in for the Crusaders. And one of the things that La Jolla cannot do is allow the Crusaders to continue the pressure in their own half of the field. That is the thing, will not allow them to be able to come back in this game unless they get quick strikes. And the Crusaders have not shown that they're going to give up many of those. So far, La Jolla trying to work down the central. Midfielders trying to make a play, and they do get one to make a play. Nice bit of work. As they work it toward the deep third, La Jolla does, and the Crusaders having to retreat back.
Goal kick.
And it'll be a goal kick. La Jolla, a team who started off the season and they were not too happy in their loss to Coronado, but then went by and beat a big school at Helix. Later on down the road, had a couple of ties in their season. Beat Francis Parker, though, to show they were worthy, and then went on and beat Bishops. Beat Francis Parker again when it really, really counted, down towards the end of the season. Lost to Bishops, but the La Jolla team, who is young and had injuries, have shown that they are a team worthy of being into the title game as they fought their way through it all. But has the hourglass ran out for La Jolla? Still got 34 minutes left to play in a game, but they're down by 2 scores. Driving it past midfield. Needing somebody down the central, does La Jolla. Cannot get it as the Crusaders take it away. And the little pass out to the wide. Nicely won there by Casio. To the interior, nice move by Gacy, takes a shot, and he almost made an unbelievable play. He got around one man, and he was able to get to the soccer ball, and he almost put it in the far side. Gates with almost a coup de grace would have had a goal and an assist in this game. Taken away by Marian now to the outside. Now to push out to the wide, but Marian is there. In the space. The Crusaders winning it again with Jay Clant doing his work. Hadn't been in the game long. But Jay, projected starter next year. The junior. getting his chance to work here later in the game. Off the free kick, La Jolla to try and drive it down the field at the freshman keeper. Down the middle now for Noriega.
Oliveria.
And now here's Oliveria, who's been all dangerous in this game. Oliveria, and then now back to Gates. Cosio. Nice hustle by Christian, and
block the pass, but it goes over the end line.
Goes past the goal line, and again, all that does is work in favor of Marian as the clock is on their side whenever that ball goes out of play. And you got a 2-0 lead. La Jolla going to throw it in. They got a player running down on the wide. Nice pass, and almost a goal! Coming down to try to connect for the goal on a beautiful pass from the wide side. Great bending pass, and there he was to try to put it in the net. But he being Eftikaria, Nima a little bit wide on the near post. Nima would love to have that one back. La Jolla now trying to get to the soccer ball, and they have it now. Here they go again. Another quick move down the side. A shot, a save by Guerrero. But wait a minute. It was an offsides call. The Crusaders catch a break as it was offsides.
Substitutions for Marian. Ian King is going to be re-entering the game. Number 18 along with number 19, Danny Duzick.
The fans on the other side still thought it was a goal, but it was not. It was waved off as the lineman said it was offsides. Crucial big play working against La Jolla. And that's the kind of play that you wish you had back to cut the lead in half. But here they go again, trying to make a move. And Guerrero comes out, and he's being pressured here lately. And he's trying to stand up to the task. Coming over and hustling to get to the ball. Beautiful play there was Oliveria. And a header to keep it in. Oliveria is showing his hustle. A race across the field, make something happen.
Hand the ball.
Oliveria, a very smart player for the Crusaders. Kind of guy that wants to spend some extra years studying. Probably be a doctor one day. But he also is a very skilled man out on the soccer field. And getting back, the big rush that time, and they make the play on the near side to stop that play from continuing on to the Crusaders. And now another try on a crossing pass, or a shot it turned out to be. And a save, but it was an offsides call.
Referee will now allow the Marian substitutes to enter. That was King and Dusak.
Substitutions for Marian. They want to get some fresh players into the contest. Ian King coming back in. Tough character. Dusick back into the contest. Gates puts it in some space, but taken away. And a push-off. Going to work against La Jolla. David Smith, the senior, too much on that try. Gates, and they say he touched it with his hand. Jorgensen drives into midfield. Davila again! And where was it? It was just inside the semicircle. And that is a goal! He didn't play around, he just took the shot! Very quickly, and now La Jolla is not liking that play as they put the ball down and a quick goal. The center ref said go ahead and play, and they just took the shot, and it is now 3-0. And La Jolla protesting that play. The players on the field. The quick restart, Marian taking advantage. Oliveira showing he can really do it at a high clip. He obviously knows this game. And he knows it very well, and he didn't waste any time. And it's 3-0 as the coaches now are talking to the center ref for La Jolla. They do not like that play at all. But right now, the center ref wants to talk to another person on the corner of the field, and it probably the refereeing crew or what have you. Some sort of advisor or whatever. And he now is going to run back over. And they're still trying to find some resolve of this situation. And it's center ref says go ahead and play it on. And I don't know, maybe there might be a protest. I don't know. We do not know exactly what went on in the discussion, but at any rate, it is 3-0 on the scoreboard, and 26 minutes left to go in the game.
We'll have a re-kick about 6 yards to the corner of the box.
La Jolla's got a lot of work to do. And the first thing has got to be mental in order to come back in this one. They've had a lot of adversity in the year, and they have to show now that they can overcome one big hurdle in the championship game. On a bending ball, and can't get anybody to run onto it.
Goal kick.
So it'll be a goal kick. Couple players talking to Oliveira, and they just marveled at the fact that he took an unbelievable shot at in a moment's notice and put it in the net.
Coming out was number 18, Ian King.
Into the corner now. Dusick trying to chase after it. A throw in for La Jolla. And if you're Marian, you really don't have to worry about scoring at at this point in the ball game, and a yellow card now being issued to Felix Lopez. And that is one of the factors that begins to work on you when you're down in a championship game. It becomes psychological. As I said before, it becomes a mental thing, and it starts to work against how you play the game, and that is one evidence of it right there. Can La Jolla overcome that part of it to try to get back in the game? Jorgensen makes the save. Nice quick turn.
Distribution to the wing.
The Crusaders showing they are highly skilled to be able to make plays in this championship game, and they have found a way during the season to make sure that they got to the finals, making sure they were second place in their league and then got to the CIF finals, and knew that in the past they're not afraid of getting to the title game and winning it all. Noriega into the outside. And getting over there, running over there very, very quickly to get that one out was Mingdahl. Andrew and his teammates with only about 23 minutes left to go in their season, from being a finalist in 2003 and 2004. They have to get some concentrated plays by the keeper, and they got to get him in a hurry. And maybe it's too much. Gates has it. Gates takes his time, feeds it over to the super freshman, and then to the outside now. They get it back with Brian Davis and a long ball. Retreating back, and Acevedo has it. Or rather, that's Guerrero, Austin Guerrero. Try a flick on with the hitter. He gets it back now, but getting over into the space before Brian Davis could get there. Danny Dusick doing a fine job of that last sequence. The throw in. Taking it away. However, there's the blue, and they able into space,
offside.
But offsides. La Jolla, and they can't afford too many of those with 21 minutes or thereabouts left to go in the title game. They can't afford to be offsides. They have to be onside and make some big plays down the middle. Or else the title will go to the Crusaders. In the center of the field, Gates.
The trip.
The flick on for his teammates. As coming down at 10 was Noriega, and Noriega didn't get it. In some space with Gates. Feeds it out to the wide there with Cosio. Cosio gets around one player. Cosio feeds it in the middle, and could not get the connect as Acevedo came down, and he couldn't put it past the near post. To the outside now, as it will be a throw-in, as it was off the Crusaders. Crusaders leading 3-0. Inside, 20 minutes left to go, or thereabouts in the game.
Dangerous play. The kick will be indirect.
A comfortable lead for Marian. The Crusaders scored 4 goals against Bishops and beat them 4-3. So they, in the game before that, they beat Holdfield 5-0. So they've been able to put points on the board or goals into the back of the net here in the playoffs with a pretty good clip. They know how to put it in the back of the net, as Kearney found out in one game where they beat him 7-0. And Chula Vista found out the same fate as they lost 8-0 to these Crusader team.
Lots of space.
Marian now, plenty of space down to Central. And especially for the super freshman, that can be very, very dangerous. Noriega. But taken away by La Jolla, going back down the wide, but they cannot get it down the flanks to get turned inside for anything to happen. Here's Gates. I'm going to try to direct some traffic here. Gets it on the foot of Noriega, and he gets it taken away in the open field. Nice play, though, by La Jolla's defender in the middle of the field. And Ian King will come in. Oliveria will come out as he scored 3 goals. But he didn't do it all by himself, because he had great help in making that happen. And he always had the last touch. Noriega, almost a blast on the top side. Beautiful move, but he could not bring it down. Ali Oliveria, the senior, the last time maybe the last time he'll play in this game, and last time being out there on a high school soccer field, able to get his team in a great shape for winning another title in Division 4.
Pushing on Torres.
And talk to Coach Jorge Rivera, who has said that he wants his high school to move up in the divisions of the CIF and maybe one day be in Division 2. Well, if you keep winning titles in one division, they're going to move you up. As he plays in a division that has I should say in a league that has a Division 2 team that he played well against, but just could not crack it for the title in a league play. Here's Cosio, and trying to thread the needle again, but not that time. Nice job done by Sergio Martinez, who was there in the space. In a deep back for La Jolla.
32 yards plus the angle away, makes it about 36.
Cosio will set it up.
Little less.
For Sergio Noriega. A guy who thinks of himself like Freddie Adu. A bending ball, almost had somebody run onto it. And what do you have? It is going to be
We have a booking.
a penalty shot.
Card given to number 24, Inga Eftekari. At 64-57, have to carry a card for Ljcd.
And a card.
At 64-57.
And now, Marian, a big chance to put the game away here, if they haven't already done so, with 14 minutes left to go. Nearly impossible to come down from 4 goals. 3 is a possibility, but 4 is almost impossible. The shot by Noriega, and it did not even move the right way. Jorgensen was just virtually stopped as Noriega found the right spot. And that's just skill of foot right there. 4-0. And the freshman will be around. It looks bright to move up with players like Noriega in the future to another level, as the Crusaders have definitely taken this championship game to another level now with a 4-0 lead. And now wholesale changes.
Now comes the 66th minute at 65-34. Noriega on the PK at 65-34.
There's just something about winning titles in your school and other sports that seems to convert over. You've seen it at the college level, and it's starting to happen more frequently at the high school level. Players just seem to say, hey, if you can do it, I can do it. And it motivates them to play in their sport at a higher level. And when they start winning titles, that is the benchmark for teams to try to keep in that same train of thought, that same work ethic. And it has been working for even the smallest of schools like Marian High School, has only got about 300 or so kids.
Shot by number 6, Andre Acevedo.
Playing schools that are much bigger, much more talent to offer, but that ability to play at a high clip continues to be the thing that continues to drive a small program like Marian. But La Jolla, who's fought through adversity this year, had a bunch of injuries, made it to the finals, and that is a good thing. Because a lot of people called them out of it and would have not thought that they would be in the championship. But they had 3 starters who came back from last year, who won their league championship and only lost 3 games. And then one of them had a torn ACL in Alan Lee Taylor. He missed the first half of the season. And then guys like Jorgensen, Martinez, and Lopez had missed games due to injury, but found a way to put it all together to make sure that they got to the playoffs, and then once they got to the playoffs, to forge their way to get into the final by beating Santa Fe Christian 3-0. But Santa Fe Christian is not the Crusaders. And La Jolla finding that out today as they throw it into the near side. La Jolla now will throw it back in. Kobernick tried to get to that one and went right by him. And down to Central, there's Kobernick again for La Jolla. And he won't get it. That ball driven off the center ref by Mario Medina. And Medina, the junior, very consistent player. Here's Oliveria, who's back into the contest. And you'd have thought that he would have sat out. but he's back in. Cosio made a good play. Cosio almost found a way to put it by Jorgensen, and he reached out and was able to pull it in to himself. Jorgensen down by 4 goals. Could have gave up on a soccer ball, but decided not to. He showed the mettle of the way he's been this year for La Jolla, and he made that save. And Jorgensen, a guy who playing his last game in a high school uniform. Wished it would have been another way. Cosio falls down, but he stays with it. And now he does a little magic out in the middle of the field. To Oliveria, a heel flick, back to Cosio, into the 18-yard box, and he goes down with La Jolla defender, and he's a little unhappy about it. 9.5 minutes left to play. And you can see the Crusaders beginning to have fun now, trying to show a little bit of flair out there, knowing that they got the comfortable lead. They've done it throughout the course of the game, but now in open space, trying to show their individual skills, and there was an attempt. And now we have a little bit of bad feelings now, and that is the mental part of the game that begins to go awry when you're down by a number of goals. And that's not too good.
Yellow card issued to Marian Catholic.
Yellow card is
number 18, Ian King.
now for Zabala wanting to get some fresh players into the contest.
At 70-55.
Adrian Castaneda, the senior, a guy who doesn't get a lot of playing time, but he has done his job for the Crusaders over the years. You're going to get to play here in the last moments of the game.
At the top of the arc. The 15-yard line of the football plus the 7 of the end zone. It's a 22, now a 21-yarder. Back to 22, 23.
The ball by the Crusaders, trying to keep one out of their back of their net to preserve the shutout. La Jolla trying to not allow it to happen. And a blast, it goes off the wall, and the Crusaders avert that one. Brian Davis, the junior, not able to connect. But the junior and Davis will be back next year, hoping his team will be able to connect next year, as they'll fall short this year unless an unbelievable miracle can apply. But it's doubtful on this evening here in the northern part of the county. Throw in now. Into the 18-yard box. La Jolla has got a foot on it. Oh, and it just went off the post. Christopher Burks, the freshman, tried to get that one by Guerrero, and he almost did. Guerrero beat on the play, but the ball didn't carry him inside that far post. But he had a great flick on towards that net. Wholesale players coming out. And Oliveria comes back out, and that'll probably be it. Davila comes out. He'll be back again next year to apply the pressure into CIF for Marian. Ian King will be back, number 18. to apply the pressure. Davila, another junior, will be back. And Acevedo will be around for a long time. Five and a half minutes left to go on a clock. Here's Causill, bringing it down nicely. Now he's going to accelerate, and a ball broken up and past the far side touchline. Nice job done again by Brian Davis to come into space and make a play.
We're going to try the toss again.
Donald Byrne into the contest now for Marian, the sophomore. First-year varsity player, number 3 out there. And, you know, being on a varsity team your first year and to win a title has got to be a dream. No player thinks that way, especially as young as he is, but as an underclassman. But it's going to happen in a few minutes today for number 3, Donald Byrne. And Byrne has it now. Sandwich still continuing on to midfield. And now Noriega, but nobody there.
Byrne.
Here's Byrne again. Nice pass to the wide side, but it's a little bit too much. The 50-50 ball taken away. Won nicely by John Blaze. Sending it all the way down to Jorgensen, who's going to deposit it in the defensive half. And Blaze will come back and get it. The near side, and time just running off the clock. And
the scoreboard clock will stop at the 2 minute.
Any thought of coming back and winning for La Jolla is going away.
Yes, I am required by law to say that, yes.
In the 18-yard box now. And a blast, and missed one.
By number 12, Jesse
Kobernick with a try from his defender position. Jesse will be back for La Jolla. And no doubt he will not forget this night.
People have an awards presentation
to have that kind of renewed desire to try to get his teammates to get back to the title game next year. And he's got a young team that will be back to help him be more mature next year. Guys like Burke, number 4, and Timmy Sedwich, number 5. Salade, a sophomore, and Felix Lopez. These guys will be back to help him in earnest. So La Jolla Country Day will not be squashed and put away. They are going to be back.
2 minutes.
And if they can catch more health next year, it'll be interesting to see what they can do in a regular season. Down the middle and in an open space, Cosio able to catch up with a soccer ball and then put it into the center of the 18-yard box, but it is knocked out.
On the far post.
Off the header. Medina chasing it down. Mario, consistent player. He'll be back next year to help out Marian to try and see if they can do a repeat, defend the title.
Cooking.
Donald Byrne, another guy who just complained here, but he'll be back to try to help the defending champion for Marian. But Alex Araguin, Jorge Beltran, Castaneda and Garibaldi, guys that are going to go out with the title in their senior year, and of course the superstar player in Oliveria. And La Jolla is going to lose a player here on a red card. And they'll play one man down, and sheer frustration in this point of the game.
Number 15, Andrew McDowell, comes to the 80th minute.
Really not a chance of coming back now, and you almost have to just try to hold your head up high and say you got to the finals. And you gave it your best shot, but it wasn't in the cards for you today. Danny Dosick, a baseball player on this Marian Catholic team. Guy who's going to go out with a championship in a game of soccer. Would have ever thought that he would have switched sports and got a patch to put on his Letterman's jacket.
38 players up to the field. Red card was issued.
But that will happen here in a few moments. Amir Bafai, a young man who had 2 red cards and was not able to play in this game, will be a guy who you will see be back next year, I believe. And there's the double whistle.
Catholic Crusaders 4, Adelaide Country Torres, nothing.
Actually, Fafai will not be back, as he will be celebrating with Oliveria and the rest I mentioned as seniors as being a champion for the Crusaders. And they keep the beat going in the title games, and this time in the world of soccer. And some of these guys will be hitting to the baseball field to try to keep it going there. But La Jolla was game this year, and they made it to the finals, but it wasn't their type of game that they could win tonight. Final score 4-0. The Marian High School Crusaders win the Division IV title over the La Jolla Country Day. Take care. I'm Greg Porter for George Landman Video Sports Productions, saying we hope to see you next time, and have a great year. Bye now.
Please come to the center area and pick up your award. Number 15, Andrew Migdal. Number 13, John Nuremberg. Number 7, Michael Soleil. Number 4, Christopher Burks. Number 26, Alex Ferrer. Number 40, Nick Mills. Number 3, Stephen Migdal. Number 5, Timmy Segwitz. Number 37, Jeffrey Furnick.
I'm going to give him a hand because I've seen him play.
Number 9, Sergio Martinez. Number 16, John Nip. Number 14, Brian Davis. Number 24, Nima Efteri. Number 8, Jerry Whitney. Number 21, David Smith. The team captains, number 12, Jesse Kobernick. Number 6, Taylor Allen Lee. And the goalkeeper, Andrew Jorgensen. Head coach of the Torres, Jerry Fleshhacker, to accept the runner-up trophy for 2004 from the Holy Country Day. As part of the state sportsmanship program, Pursuing Victory with Honor, we'd like to award this year's Sportsmanship Award to La Jolla Country Days number 6, Taylor Allen Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2004 CIF Division 4 Men's Soccer runners-up, the La Jolla Country Day Torres. And now for your 2004 champions, the Marian Catholic Crusaders. First, the goalkeepers, John Sigmund and Austin Guerrero. The field players, number 8, John Glass. Number 12, Adrian Castaneda. Number 14, Jay Clant. Number 19, Danny Duzek. Number 18, Ian King. Number 16, Jorge Garibaldi. With a goal and assist tonight, number 15, Sergio Noriega. Number 7, Jordan Vital. Number 3, Donald Byrne. Number 6, Andre Acevedo. Number 2, Alex Erwin. Number 13, Gary Erwin. And the team captains, number 4, Mario Medina. Number 5, Jorge Beltran. Number 9, Christian Casio. Number 10, Tanner Gates. And with the hat trick tonight, I always mess up his first name, number 17, Eva Oliveria. And to receive the championship plaque, the head coach, Jorge Zavala.
We are the champions, my friend. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world.
See you back here next year.
I've taken my bows and my curtain call.